This is VCR Creatives with Coco Event Group, and this is...
Hi, my name is Aiyana. I am a editorial and fashion photographer based in the Denver area.
Your work is phenomenally unique. What made you fall in love with this medium?
I've been doing photography since I was really little, like a child, really. I would always take pictures, and eventually my mom bought me a camera when I was 13 because I guess she noticed the trend, and I would steal all her like point and shoot cameras and just take them with me to the store and stuff, and eventually she decided to get me my own camera, and I've been doing it ever since. I started with like nature photography, and then senior photos, and then now editorial.
List your cameras. Which one is your primary and why?
I have a bunch of cameras. I have 3 Polaroid cameras. I have a film camera. It's a Canon AE1. Just kidding, A1. And then what else? I have a Sony ZV-1. I have a Canon Canon T6i, and then I just recently got a Canon R6 Mark II, and that one is my main camera. But my favorite camera is the film camera, the Canon A1.
Nice.
It's a big list.
Yeah. Like I have a Canon.
I know.
Describe your creative process. Where do you pull inspiration from?
Most of my inspiration comes from music and also my life experiences. So I would like experience something, and whatever I'm listening to consistently at that time always just happens to turn into some type of idea in photo shoot.
You have mentioned to me you have a passion for marketing as well. Can you describe how that transpired and what your long-term goals are with that?
Marketing, it kind of just came up. When I was in high school, I used to do a lot of selling, like I resell shoes, I sell personal projects like DIY things, and eventually I figured out that I was pretty good at marketing those things, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the product photography, I enjoyed the social media aspect of it, so now I go to school for digital marketing, and I just feel like that kind of combines the art of photography as well as the social media and selling and business part of things that I do in my daily life. So
Most definitely. That's awesome. I lack in that department.
it's really hard. It's so hard. But once you you just have to know people, and once you figure that out, then it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'm blessed for you and Keys because you guys be teaching me stuff.
I know, Keys is such an insightful person. I'm so glad we have him.
Yeah. Who or what would be your dream collaboration?
My top one would be Jack Bridgeland. He's another photographer. He shoots for GQ a lot, and he's like one of my biggest inspirations right now. So it would be super sick to just even just shadow him, or just be a second photographer to him. And then I've also really liked brands like Telfar, or the brand that creates the Black women, Protect Black Women purses. I love that brand. So anything that stands for POC and things like that, just representing my community, those are definitely brands that I want to work with in the future.
I see it happening. What doors do you see opening in 2025? What is your main objective for this upcoming year?
I remember my answer vividly. I'm just taking things day by day right now. Shooting consistently is really hard for me, and it's really hard on my mental. So right now I'm kind of at the point where I shoot when I can, and I am creating with intent. I don't want to create just to create, because then it kind of makes my work at the lowest quality, and then it also makes me tired and sick, and I'm just not happy. So next year I'm trying to shoot as much as possible, but shoot within my bounds.
Yeah.
But that's really it for the moment, because I am kind of shifting towards focusing on the marketing aspect of my life, and doing more like product shoots and focusing on social media management and things like that.
Definitely. Yeah, I struggled with that in the first couple of years. years of my business is shooting with just about anyone, just because you're desperate for that check.
Right.
But a lot of the brands didn't like resonate with me, and it ended up ending poorly. So it's important to align your like core beliefs with the brand.
Exactly.
Looking back, what has been your favorite shoot in 2024 and why?
I've had a few actually. So my top one is from the sand dunes. I went with a few other photographers, Distortion, Jordan Andrews, Scott Shots on Instagram, and we just that was our first time meeting, and it was super sick. We went to the sand dunes, and we just shot anything, and the pictures came out so surreal, and that was like the moment where I was like, yeah, I'm doing this forever. Like that was that #1 shoot. And then I also I did a photo shoot titled Mudgy Magic, and I really liked that one because it was so vibrant, and it's exactly the type of shots that I want to continuously take within the studio. So those were like the top 2 shoots that just kind of made me the photographer I want to be.
What is a piece of advice you would give to people just starting out in this field?
Honestly, to just keep shooting, because the photography community is a little harsh, and I noticed a lot of creatives get down on themselves and then they stop doing it because their work doesn't look like somebody else's work, or they're not getting the work that they want to get, or they just have that one bad client. No matter what, just keep shooting. Even if it's different and it's something you feel like other people wouldn't want to see, just do it, just post it, because at the end of the day, it's about you. It's not really about what other people want to see. You post the work that you are proud of and work that you love.
What is the biggest challenge you've had to encounter pertaining to your passion?
I definitely think it is the customer service aspect of things. I'm very introverted and I don't enjoy talking to people. So customer service is really hard, and there are multiple times where I've gotten just like 1 or 2 bad clients, and it just completely shuts me down for months on end. Like I sit here and I'm like, dang, I suck at what I do. Like I can't do this anymore. And it's happened multiple times. So now I'm kind of at the point where I am pushing myself out of that mindset and just taking that constructive criticism and putting it into something else.
Definitely. I've had nightmare clients.
Yeah.
I completely understand and experience burnout in this field. How do you avoid a burnout? What boundaries have you placed to keep a healthy relationship with your craft?
I really struggle with burnout. I don't struggle with burnout in like school or work or anything like that. It is only with my photography. And it usually comes in when I start to feel pressure to put my work out. And I'm still trying to figure out a way around burnout. But a lot of the time, if I do start to feel it, then I just push back my schedule or take more time to myself. Or sometimes I even just shoot what I want to shoot instead of shooting what somebody books me for.
Yeah.
Because that always makes me happy, and I feel much better when I'm doing something I like to do. So it's still a work in progress, but I'm figuring out ways around it.
Definitely, and I think that whole like next year shooting with intent and stuff will help with that.
Yeah.
Yanni is a part of the Coco team. How has Coco impacted you? What is the most beneficial factor you've taken from being a part of this collective?
Honestly, I think it's just the fact that I have friends now in this field makes me feel so much better about anything, because it's really hard to find other photographers who are accepting of other photographers or videographers, and you guys teach me so much on a daily. Like I can just send you a picture and be like, yo, what do I need to fix? And everybody's gonna tell me the truth, and then it just helps me out in the long run. You guys teach me so much, and then at the end of the day, I can just talk to you guys.
Yeah.
So that's been my favorite part so far. I also really love that we're bringing so many people from our community together, because we don't really live in an area where our creative field is the most popular. So it's really hard to find people like us, and I'm so grateful that we have the opportunity to meet everybody here that is like us.
Definitely. And before I started the Coco, I felt like really shut down from previous experiences. So it's been refreshing to be around like other creatives that are supportive.
Right.
How would you describe the Colorado creative scene?
I think I answered this within my last questions. It's kind of a mix of people are extremely not welcoming, and then we do have our select few who are super welcoming and super helpful and really want you to excel as well. I found that mostly within our musical artists and videographers, but it's really small. I haven't met that many creators here, which sucks. And I also feel like there's so many people here in the Denver and the Springs area that just deserve so much credit, and they're not getting it.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to Ski yesterday. He got a good point. He was like, we have a lot of creatives. They just don't know how to market themselves properly. And I'm like, that'd be cool if we had more workshops on just that, because I struggle with that myself.
Yeah, it is really hard to market yourself, especially now since, like, for an example, Instagram is literally algorithm based, so it doesn't matter what you do, Instagram has to like it or it's not going to push your content.
Yeah.
And that puts so many people behind these days.
Definitely. I hate it here.
Same.
How could we all collectively improve the Denver creative scene, or just Colorado creative scene?
I think having more people that are a little bit more open-minded would be a lot nicer. Most of the time, I'm the person that people come to me for to learn things, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful that people are comfortable that I will give them the information they need to excel in their business. But there's so many people that I want to learn from, and then they just kind of shut you down. Like, for an example, like years and years ago, I think it was over 5 years ago, I had shadowed this one photographer, and he not one time did not let me get any pictures, and that was actually really hurtful to me, honestly. It really sucked because I didn't get any knowledge out of that, and he's an insane photographer. Like, he's so good, and he kind of just, he was like, yeah, you can shadow, and then still push me to the back, which kind of defeated the purpose of me being there. And I feel like that happens with so many people. So,
especially if you're really excited for that opportunity and then you didn't get to like gain anything.
Right.
Lastly, what are your core values and how do you apply it to your business?
Honestly, to just be yourself and to execute that within your business. I feel like a lot of my middle school and high school years, I wasn't really myself. Like, I was changing my personality to fit what other people want to see, and that doesn't really help you get out there. So recently, I've been putting myself in everything that I do, whether it's like the color schemes or the meaning behind the artwork. No matter what I produce, it's always me. Like, you can look at my work and be like, yeah, that's Yanni's work.
Definitely. Well, thank you for being on the podcast and being a great friend to me. We're happy to have you.
Of course, I love you and thank you for having me. Bye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.